Hey everybody, welcome to part 2 of Eating Good in the Woods, How to Travel to Scotland Affordably. It's your old pal, Mr. Eating Good in the Woods here. So listen, unless you're planning to do a Jack and Rose moment and take a boat over to the UK, chances are you're going to be on an airplane. So you may as well do it as affordably as possible and enjoy the travel. That's what this video is all about. Y'all stick around, I'm going to show you how. Before we get too deep into this video, I want to do a couple of things here to a little clean house. First of all, I want to make sure you understand I am in no way a travel agent. I'm not selling any tours. I am not a travel expert. I'm simply here to tell you this is how me and Mrs. Eating Good in the Woods do it. Is this video going to be a little bit personal? Yes, because like I just said, this is how we do it. You're free to take the advice. You're free to do whatever it is you want to do with it. But I'm assuming because you're here, you're interested in this form of advice. So, before we go any further, how about you mash that subscribe button, give me a thumbs up, you all know what to do. Maybe even check out one of my campground videos or one of my cooking videos. Okay, on with the good stuff. Before anything starts, I want to make sure you guys understand. It can take as much as 6 months to get a passport. So make sure you take care of that. And I don't care what the cost is, do it at the post office. It's the easiest way to do it, and you're right there. And they'll handle it right there. There's passport offices in post office. Secondly, the TSA as of October of 2020 is requiring this little star on your driver's license. That is a TSA thing, and you ain't getting on an airplane unless you have one of those stars on your driver's license. So get with your state license authorities and see what it takes to get that on there. Again, that can take a little time for it to happen. Make sure you do that. Okay, now, I kind of hinted around in the last video on how to fly for nothing. Having been a Pan Am dependent, I grew very accustomed to not having to pay to fly. So the only thing I enjoy more than travel is traveling for free or for cheap. So, first things first, what I want you guys to look into, and this is what me and Mrs. Eating Good in the Woods did, get yourself some form of rewards cards. Whether it's Delta has one through American Express, I think American Airlines has one, even the Capital One. I'll post a link at the bottom here of the top 10 travel rewards cards. Do everything you can on that. Pay your bills, do all your shopping, buy your gas, whatever it takes. It may look like a whole great big bunch of miles to get some free airfare, but I promise you, it adds up quick. And who cares if it takes 2 years? This is a trip of a lifetime, and you want to do it as affordably as possible. And sometimes these reward cards will run deals, like around Mother's Day. My card has a deal with FTD Florist, I believe it is, and if you buy your Mother's Day flowers around Mother's Day, you get 10 miles to the dollar. So guess what Mom got? Mom got flowers for the last 3 or 4 years. They are constantly running other specials where if you eat at this restaurant or buy gas from this place, you'll get extra points. Take advantage of every last bit of that and make those miles add up, because I promise you they add up quick. And also, some of these cards, like I know Delta last year, they were running a deal before all this COVID stuff hit. Delta was running a deal on the American Express Platinum card that if you got the card through them, you got 75,000 miles to start off with. After there were some terms and conditions, but after you met those terms and conditions, you were automatically graced with 75,000 miles. Folks, 75,000 miles on the Delta Platinum American Express card is enough for one free ticket to the UK. So even if you just do that, that's going to cut your airline miles or your airline expenses in half. That's an incredible savings when you start talking about airfare being anywhere from $1,200 to $1,500 and all you have to pay for is the tax. Save enough miles and you both go for free, and about $300 later you've paid for the tax and you have flown for free. You should absolutely look into doing that. It's the quickest, cheapest, and easiest way. Now let's explore some other ways. Of course, you can go through Expedia or one of those companies and get the cheapest flight possible. But to find the most affordable flights, there's a couple of tricks. First of all, time of year. If you go certain times of the year, you may have to deal with it being a little more chilly than what you want. But if you go in the late winter, early spring, or early fall to late fall, the prices drop significantly. So you can fly, if you're having to pay for a ticket, you can fly for significantly less. Also, shop the airports. Look, Glasgow, the way I understand it, is very expensive to fly into, whereas Edinburgh is not. And you can do like we do. We fly into Manchester, we get a non-stop flight, we check into Manchester, get our car, and 3.5 hours later, we're in Glasgow. Very, very affordable in that case. So that's the first thing. First thing you do is look up some kind of rewards card. Get that card and start getting those miles. So I'm going to give you guys a couple of hints on how to at least make your airport experience a little more enjoyable. Wear slip-on shoes. Thanks to some guy back in the 9/11 days that tried to get a sneaker bomb on, now you got to take your shoes off. Always allow 2 hours. You won't miss your flight. That's the important thing. Always carry a small carry-on that contains any medical devices, meds, and a change of clothes for each one of you. Now, here is something that me and Mrs. Eatin' Good in the Woods do so that we have plenty of suitcase and plenty of room in that suitcase to bring home whiskey and sweaters. Anyway, so take your carry-on, put it inside the big bag, and check it. When you check your bag, it makes things going through the airport, at least one of the trips, much easier. Also, on the TSA website is a thing where you can get pre-check. You get fast-laned through the TSA checkpoints. Listen, you're going to be on that airplane for 6 to 8 hours whether you like it or not. So you may as well enjoy the journey. Modern airplanes now have in the back of the seat in front of you a video screen and a little remote control. On there is hundreds of movies, television shows, music. Enjoy the flight, whatever it takes, enjoy that flight. Airplanes aren't exactly known for their food. What you can do is call the airline a couple of weeks before your flight and tell them, I need a special meal. Get the vegetarian meal, get the kosher meal, get a vegan meal, whatever. You're getting something that's made for you instead of something that's been made for the masses. I can guarantee you it'll be a much better meal. Get up and walk around. Deep vein thrombosis is a problem, especially when you start to get to be my age. But also, make sure you get some sleep, because if you want to get to Scotland and hit the ground running, you're going to need to be well rested. Once you get there, you'll be ushered off to baggage claim, where you go and get your checked bags, and then you've got to go to customs. Their customs don't play around either. They're going to ask you a series of focused questions, one of which is, why are you here and where are you going? Where are you staying? They're going to want to know all this information, and you better have it on hand. If you do all these things that I've just recommended, not only will you get to Scotland affordably, you will get through your flight and through 2 different airports, hopefully just 2 airports, and you'll have done well. You'll have gone through our TSA and their customs, and you'll be going to get your car rental and heading to wherever it is you're staying. And we're going to leave it at this, because the next episode, which is part 3, is all about the types of accommodations that are available in Scotland. I'll list them by the ones that I've stayed in and by the ones I recommend. So until then, I guess we'll see you next Tuesday, won't we? Listen, I really appreciate you guys mashing that subscribe button and joining up in my channel. And until then, I hope you guys are blessed. You go out and be nice to one another. I love y'all. See you next Tuesday.